real affordability issue. But, I mean, I think the simple answer is there was just too much government spending. I mean, I think when you look back in COVID, we needed to do the first two bills or there would have been a worldwide depression. We shouldn't have done the last $1 trillion in hindsight. And there shouldn't have been the continued multi-trillion-dollar spending afterwards. The deficit is out of control. The debt is too high. We had a debt pre-COVID that we were beginning to pay down.
But do you think that attacking those issues would have had an impact on inflation?
Absolutely. The government spending is what caused inflation. It started in COVID, and it continued on with multi-trillion-dollar
Gasoline
packages.
is still up 50% higher than what it was. And if your paycheck is still below, in real terms, where it was 3 years ago, if you're buying, and it is, average weekly earnings are still below before Biden came in.
If you're worried about the economy, are you also worried about inflation, a stagflation situation?
I am, and I think Jamie talked about that scenario. So, I mean, I think we're not out of the woods yet. So we're in a period of high interest rates. I think the economy is going to slow down, and it's something we've got to carefully watch.
Mr. Secretary,
you're still speaking guarded terms like a Treasury Secretary. It's amazing. You can't get rid of it.
Can't break it.
Do you support a strong dollar?
I support a stable U.S. dollar.
I hope you enjoyed the recent clip from CNBC television. Now I'd love to share my thoughts with you and hear yours as well. Let's spark a discussion in the comments. Remember to show your support by liking this video, following our page, and subscribing to the channel so you won't miss out on future content like this. The truth about inflation is staring us right in the face, and it's about time we speak plainly. Government spending is the driving force behind the inflationary woes plaguing our economy. Former Treasury Secretary Mnuchin hit the nail on the head when he admitted that the last $1 trillion of stimulus spending during the COVID-19 pandemic was a mistake in hindsight, and the continued multi-trillion-dollar spending afterwards only fanned the flames of an already overheating economy. Mnuchin's recent comments echo the concerns conservative Republicans have long expressed about fiscal responsibility. While the initial relief packages were essential to avert a global depression, the unabated spending that followed was neither measured nor wise. During a time of crisis, injecting too much liquidity into the economy without a clear endgame was bound to have consequences, and those are now felt through soaring prices and the eroding purchasing power of the American dollar. Critics on the left argue that the spending was necessary to keep the economy afloat. But look at where we stand today. Gasoline prices are still 50% higher. Average weekly earnings, when adjusted for inflation, are still below where they were before President Biden took office. American families are feeling the squeeze, and the sentiment of economic optimism that was building before this administration is quickly fading. When Secretary Mnuchin observes that our nation's debt is out of control, we must listen. Conservative fiscal policies that prioritize lowering the deficit and reducing national debt were starting to show results before this spending spree, indicating a path to financial stability and strength for our nation's future. We must return to these principles if we are to secure lasting economic prosperity. Inflation was the predictable outcome of a deluge of government funds chasing too few goods, a basic economic principle. It's a clear indicator that current policies are misguided. The stagflation specter looms large over the horizon, a threat Mnuchin acknowledges with realistic caution. This combination of stagnant growth and rising inflation threatens to undo the positive strides made prior to the unchecked spending, putting every American's financial security at risk. Finally, Mnuchin's stance on a strong and stable dollar resonates with conservative fiscal philosophy. A strong dollar is emblematic of a strong economy. It conveys confidence internationally and harnesses purchasing power domestically. But stability is key. A stable currency provides a predictable environment for businesses and consumers alike, fostering an economy where hardworking Americans can thrive. In summary, the conservative viewpoint remains clear and justified. Excessive government spending has brought us to an inflationary brink. It's imperative to scale back this fiscal imprudence and return to conservative economic principles that focus on reducing government debt, curbing deficit spending, and ensuring the strength and stability of our currency. For the sake of current and future generations, we must embrace the lessons laid bare by the inflationary outcome and adjust our course accordingly.